Have you ever opened your eyes after sleeping 8 hours but still felt completely drained? Maybe your arms and legs feel heavy like lead, or climbing out of bed takes more effort than it should. It's tempting to accept this as just another part of growing older, that being exhausted is simply what happens when you reach 65. But what if that thinking is wrong? What if your morning fatigue isn't about your age or lack of movement, but something much easier to fix that hardly anyone talks about? This silent battle affects millions of us. Yet we often ignore it or don't understand it properly. We wave it away as just part of aging, when actually, tiny adjustments and basic changes could dramatically improve how strong and energetic you feel each morning. It's one of those quiet problems that creeps up slowly, gradually stealing your strength without you even noticing. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 simple morning habits that any person over 65 can begin using today to increase energy and feel more powerful. No difficult workouts, no fancy gadgets. Stay with me until the end, and you'll discover which basic step could become the most important part of your morning routine. Let's take this journey together, slowly and with confidence. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video's topic, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to help me understand how to create better content for you. Now let's get started. 1. Drink a glass of warm water with lemon or a pinch of mineral salt. There's a special quiet time right after sunrise when your home feels peaceful and everything moves just a bit slower. For many seniors, this moment brings both comfort and a touch of sadness. Perhaps you sit on your bed's edge, feeling your stiff knees, your dry mouth, and your mind already racing through today's tasks ahead. It's natural to dismiss this mild discomfort as simply getting older. After all, who hasn't felt somewhat sluggish or sore in the morning, particularly after 65? You might not even think twice about it. Maybe you walk slowly to the kitchen, grab the coffee maker, and begin your day exactly as you always have, never wondering if there might be a better approach to feeling more energetic right from the beginning. But let's stop for a second. Have you ever thought that the exhaustion and heaviness you experience when waking up, those unclear moments when it takes time for your mind and body to truly turn on, might not be unavoidable at all? What if something as basic as your first drink each morning could help change that whole experience? Most people believe that aging naturally brings more tiredness, more pain, and a slower morning start. But what if we've been overlooking a simple, powerful method to help our bodies wake up, heal, and actually flourish? Could the answer be as near as your kitchen faucet? Let's look deeper into what happens in your body during sleep and why mornings can feel particularly hard as we grow older. Throughout the night, your body works tirelessly, fixing cells, balancing hormones, and cleaning out toxins. But all this internal repair work has a price. For 7 or 8 hours, you're not eating or drinking, so your body becomes slightly dehydrated by morning. Dehydration doesn't only mean feeling thirsty. It can appear as tiredness, mental fog, headaches, dry skin, muscle cramps, and even an irregular heartbeat. And here's the challenging part. As we age, our natural thirst sensation becomes less dependable. Research has proven that older adults don't always feel thirsty even when their bodies desperately need water. The outcome? Many seniors begin each day already lacking proper hydration, which quietly drains energy, forces the heart to work harder, and slows down digestion. And it's not just about water. Overnight, your body also loses small amounts of essential minerals, especially if you sweat or take medications that increase urination. Sodium, potassium, magnesium. These tiny building blocks help your cells talk to each other, keep your muscles and nerves working properly, and balance your blood pressure. Without enough, you might wake up feeling dizzy, shaky, or just not right. It's easy to blame age or even a poor night's sleep, when sometimes it's simply a case of missing nutrients. So how can you gently and effectively give your body what it needs first thing in the morning? The solution might amaze you with how simple it is. Begin your day by drinking a glass of warm water with either a squeeze of fresh lemon or a pinch of natural mineral salt like Himalayan or sea salt. This easy habit has deep roots in traditional medicine and modern science alike. It's a morning practice in many cultures, and it's supported by research showing that gentle hydration can support kidney function, boost metabolism, and help flush out toxins that have accumulated overnight. Why warm water instead of cold? Warm water is easier for your body to handle, especially first thing in the morning when your internal temperature is still low. Cold water can shock the digestive system and sometimes temporarily slow down your metabolism. Warm water, however, soothes your digestive tract, helps dissolve and eliminate mucus, and gently awakens your organs without any shock. Adding lemon isn't just for taste. It provides a burst of vitamin C, supports liver function, and helps restore the body's natural acid-alkaline balance, which is crucial for energy and immune health. If you don't like lemon, a pinch of mineral salt offers its own benefits, helping your body retain the water you drink so you don't flush it away immediately. The minerals also support nerve function, muscle contraction, and hydration on a cellular level. It's important to keep this practice gentle and enjoyable. Don't force yourself to gulp down a huge glass of water if you're not used to it. Start with half a cup or 8 ounces and listen to your body. If you have high blood pressure or are on a low-sodium diet, talk to your doctor before adding salt. But remember, a tiny pinch is often enough. The goal is to help your body absorb and use the water, not overwhelm it. Let me share a story about a woman named Dorothy who lives in Kansas. Dorothy is 72 years old, lives alone, and has spent her retirement years volunteering at the local library and tending to her flower garden. For as long as she could remember, her mornings were sluggish and uncomfortable. "I'd wake up, make my coffee, and just sort of drag myself through the first hour," she said. "I thought it was normal, just something I had to accept." One day her neighbor brought over a magazine article about gentle self-care for seniors and mentioned the idea of starting the day with warm lemon water. Dorothy was doubtful, but she tried it out of curiosity. Within a week, she noticed that her fingers and joints felt less puffy in the morning. Her digestion improved, and she no longer needed that second cup of coffee just to function. "It sounds strange, but such a small change made me feel like I had power over my mornings again," she smiled. Her story is just one among thousands. Sometimes the smallest adjustments bring the greatest comfort. You might wonder, will this habit make a difference for you? The science and the experiences of countless older adults suggest it can. Hydrating first thing in the morning helps jumpstart your metabolism, lubricate your joints, and prepare your digestive system for breakfast. It can help flush out waste products your body processes overnight and improve circulation, meaning you'll feel more alert, steady, and ready to tackle the day. For some people, it even helps with regular bowel movements, which is a quiet but meaningful victory for many seniors. Plus, the ritual itself, taking a quiet moment, focusing on self-care before the rush of the day, can become a grounding, almost meditative practice. It's a way of telling yourself, my health matters, I'm worth caring for. Of course, this habit isn't a magic cure for every ache and pain, but it is a foundation. It's about listening to what your body needs instead of what you've always done out of routine or habit. It's a gentle nudge towards wellness, not another rule to stress about. And unlike so many complicated health trends, it doesn't cost much or require special equipment. If you want to try this for yourself, here's how to start. As soon as you wake up, before your coffee or breakfast, heat a cup of water until it's comfortably warm, never scalding. Squeeze in a wedge of fresh lemon or stir in a tiny pinch of Himalayan or sea salt. Sip it slowly, ideally while sitting near a window or somewhere peaceful. Take this as a time to breathe deeply and set a gentle intention for your day. If you'd like, you can add a teaspoon of raw honey or a slice of fresh ginger, but keep it simple at first. In the first week, you might notice small changes. Less morning stiffness, better digestion, or even a brighter mood. For some, it becomes a cherished ritual, a way to reconnect with their well-being each morning. If you ever skip a day, that's okay. Just start again the next morning. Remember, health is about progress, not perfection. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. So if you've ever told yourself that fatigue and sluggishness are just part of the deal after 65, maybe it's time to challenge that old belief. Sometimes it's not about doing something big and dramatic, but about doing something kind and consistent for yourself. Starting your morning with warm water infused with lemon or a touch of mineral salt can be that act of kindness. Let today be the day you give your body the gentle attention it deserves. You have so many years of wisdom and experience behind you, and your mornings can be brighter and more comfortable than you ever thought possible. Here's to small steps, gentle habits, and the quiet power of caring for yourself one glass at a time. 2. Stretch and breathe deeply in natural light. There's something magical about the peaceful moments of morning when the world is just awakening and light begins to softly fill the room. For many older adults, however, those first moments are also marked by stiffness, a body that doesn't quite want to move, muscles that hurt, or joints that complain with each small movement. If you're like most people over 65, maybe you sit at the edge of your bed and prepare yourself before standing, or you walk slowly to the bathroom with careful, deliberate steps, wishing it didn't have to be this difficult. You may have convinced yourself this is just getting old. That morning aches and slow movement are simply the cost of many wonderful years lived. You sigh, stretch a little, and then continue, assuming that not much can be changed. But what if this wasn't something you had to accept? What if your mornings could be a little brighter, a little easier? Not because you did anything extreme, but because of a few gentle moments in the right kind of light. We often underestimate the power of our day's first minutes, believing our bodies are too set in their ways to change. Yet science tells us otherwise. Small shifts in how we welcome each day can make a surprising difference, not only to our bodies, but to our minds and our hearts. Let's pause for a moment and discuss what's happening. During sleep, your body rests and repairs, but you're also motionless for many hours. For seniors, this often means muscles and joints become even stiffer and circulation slows down. The discomfort you feel isn't just in your imagination. It's a real biological response. As we age, our muscles lose flexibility, our joints dry out, and we become more prone to inflammation. Gravity pulls on us a little harder. If you live with arthritis, old injuries, or simply the wear and tear of a long life, you know this story all too well. Now let's add something else to the equation. Most of us spend our first moments of the day indoors, away from natural light. Maybe you reach for the remote, turn on the morning news, or pour your first cup of coffee in a dimly lit kitchen. The sunlight, so crucial to our internal clocks, barely touches our skin. Yet our bodies are designed to respond to light, especially in the morning. Natural light signals your brain that it's time to wake up. It jumpstarts the production of serotonin, the hormone that lifts your mood and helps regulate melatonin so you'll sleep better at night. This isn't just a nice idea. It's backed by decades of research. Even 5 to 10 minutes of morning sunlight can help reset your circadian rhythm, making you more alert, more focused, and even less likely to feel down or depressed. But the story doesn't end with light. Movement and breath are just as vital. When you stretch, even gently, you send a message to your muscles and joints. It's time to wake up. It's safe to move. Stretching increases blood flow, brings warmth to cold limbs, and lubricates your joints with fresh fluid. At the same time, slow, deep breathing does more than calm your mind. It floods your body with oxygen, lowers your blood pressure, and signals your nervous system to relax. Scientists call this the parasympathetic response, a fancy term for the way your body calms and heals itself when given a chance. Together, gentle stretching and mindful breathing form a powerful combination. They can melt away that morning stiffness and leave you feeling not just better, but more hopeful. The beauty of this ritual is in its simplicity. You don't need a yoga mat, fancy workout clothes, or a long list of complicated moves. You don't even have to leave your house. All you need is a few minutes, a quiet space near a window or open door, and a willingness to start gently. Here's how you can begin. As soon as you're ready, find a spot where sunlight touches the floor or your favorite chair. If you can, open a window and let the fresh air in. Stand or sit up tall and start with your breath. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your belly rise, and exhale gently through your mouth. Do this a few times, noticing how your body softens with each breath. Next, try some simple stretches. Reach your arms overhead as if you're greeting the sky. Wiggle your fingers, rotate your wrists, and circle your ankles to wake up the joints. Gently twist your torso from side to side, or tilt your head from shoulder to shoulder, releasing tension in your neck. If you feel steady, stand and gently bend forward, letting your arms hang like a rag doll. If standing is hard, Remain seated, and lift your arms, roll your shoulders, or tap your toes. The key is to move in ways that feel good to you. There's no right or wrong, just the joy of loosening up after a night's rest. Let's bring in a real story, because sometimes inspiration comes from those who've walked the path before us. There's a man named Frank, age 79, who lives in Arizona. After his retirement, mornings felt especially slow and painful. He'd sit in his recliner with the blinds closed and barely moved until lunchtime. His daughter suggested something simple: open the curtains, breathe in the morning air, and try stretching for just 10 minutes. Frank resisted at first. He wasn't one for exercise. But little by little, he tried. He opened the window, let the sunlight in, and reached his arms overhead each day. Within a few weeks, he noticed a difference. "I felt more alive," Frank shared. "I could get around easier, and my mood just improved. I even started looking forward to mornings again." For Frank, it wasn't about flexibility or strength. It was about feeling alive, connected, and hopeful at the start of each day. Science supports Frank's experience. Research shows that older adults who get exposure to morning light and move their bodies, even for a short time, report better sleep, less pain, and more energy throughout the day. Some studies suggest this routine can even lower the risk of depression, strengthen your immune system, and help control blood sugar. It's a gentle medicine with no prescription required, just sunlight, air, movement, and breath. If you're ready to try this for yourself, remember to keep it simple and kind. Maybe you spend 3 minutes, maybe 10. Maybe you stand, maybe you sit. It's the intention that matters. Choosing to greet the day with care and presence, to honor your body's needs, and to let light and breath fill your spirit. If you have limited mobility, don't worry. Gentle stretches can be adapted for every ability. Even raising your hands or wiggling your toes while sitting by the window can make a difference. And if the weather is cold or gray, simply opening the curtains and letting the daylight touch your skin will help. The truth is, every morning offers a fresh start, a chance to nurture your body and soul. You've lived through many chapters, some joyful, some hard. You deserve mornings that feel soft, hopeful, and full of possibility. Stretching and breathing deeply in natural light isn't just a routine. It's a gift to yourself, a way to say, "I'm still here, and I'm going to treat myself gently today." So tomorrow, when you wake and feel the stiffness in your body or the heaviness in your heart, remember Frank's story. Remember that the smallest step, reaching for the sunlight, moving your arms, taking a deep, grateful breath, can open the door to a brighter, more energetic day. It's never too late to start, never too late to give yourself a little more kindness, a little more light. You are worthy of mornings that feel good. You are worthy of gentle rituals that nourish your body and lift your spirit. Each day is a chance to begin again. One breath, one stretch, one ray of sunlight at a time. 3. Eat a protein-rich, fiber-filled breakfast. Avoid sugar and white carbs. For many Americans, breakfast has always been a comforting ritual. A steaming mug of coffee, a slice of toast, maybe a pastry or a bowl of sweetened cereal. It's the soft hum of the radio, the newspaper open on the kitchen table, and that familiar sense of starting the day in your own rhythm. But if you're over 65, you may have noticed that the energy that breakfast once brought doesn't always last. Maybe you find yourself getting sleepy by mid-morning, feeling foggy, or craving a nap just a couple of hours after you eat. It's easy to brush off these moments, blaming old age or a restless night's sleep. But have you ever paused to think about what's actually fueling your mornings? Most of us grew up with the idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But few of us were taught that what we eat matters just as much as when we eat it. As we age, our bodies change in ways that are subtle but powerful. Our metabolism slows down, our muscle mass declines, and our ability to process sugar isn't what it used to be. Foods that used to leave us feeling energized now seem to make us feel sluggish, heavy, or even jittery. You might have told yourself, it's just the way things are after 65. But what if that isn't quite true? What if a few simple changes to your breakfast could transform the way you feel all day long? Let's step back and take a closer look at what happens in your body after you eat the typical American breakfast. Think white toast, sugary cereals, pancakes with syrup, or even those low-fat breakfast bars. These can be a real energy trap. These foods are high in simple carbohydrates and sugar, which means your blood sugar spikes quickly. At first, you might feel a short burst of energy or even a pleasant buzz. But then, just as quickly, your blood sugar crashes, leaving you tired, irritable, or craving more sugar. This roller coaster can be even more intense as you get older because your body isn't as efficient at processing these rapid swings. Over time, too many sugar crashes can contribute to weight gain, diabetes, brain fog, and stubborn fatigue that just won't go away. Science has shown that as we age, our bodies need more protein to maintain muscle mass and more fiber to keep our digestion regular and healthy. Protein is the building block of your muscles, skin, and organs. After 65, our bodies naturally lose muscle more quickly, which makes us weaker and less steady on our feet. A protein-rich breakfast helps slow this process down, keeps you fuller longer, and even helps stabilize blood sugar so your energy lasts. Fiber, found in whole grains, fruits, nuts, and seeds, acts like a broom for your digestive system, sweeping away waste and keeping everything moving. It also helps you feel satisfied and can lower your cholesterol and blood sugar, protecting your heart and brain in the long run. But what does this look like in real life? Maybe you've never been one for fancy breakfasts, or you're worried that healthy means boring. The truth is that a protein-rich, fiber-filled breakfast can be as simple as it is delicious. Imagine starting your day with a couple of eggs scrambled with spinach, a slice of whole grain toast, and a handful of fresh berries. Or maybe you'd prefer Greek yogurt with walnuts and blueberries, drizzled with a little honey. If you're short on time, overnight oats with chia seeds, sliced banana, and a sprinkle of cinnamon is both easy and nourishing. These foods don't just taste good. They work with your body, not against it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Take the story of Ruth, a retired nurse in Colorado. For years, Ruth began her mornings with coffee and a couple of slices of white bread topped with jam. By 10 a.m., she always felt sluggish and distracted. Her doctor suggested she try eating more protein in the morning and swapping her bread for whole grains. Skeptical but willing, Ruth started making small changes. She added a hard-boiled egg to her breakfast, traded her white toast for whole grain, and sometimes ate cottage cheese with fresh fruit. The difference was remarkable. It took about a week, but suddenly I wasn't crashing before lunch. I had the energy to take my walk and even call my sister without feeling worn out, Ruth recalls. I never thought breakfast could make such a difference. So how can you make this change for yourself? Start with one small step. If you usually have toast, switch to whole grain or sprouted bread. Add a source of protein, an egg, a little cottage cheese, or a scoop of nut butter. If you love cereal, choose one made from oats or bran and add nuts or seeds for extra protein and healthy fat. You can even make a smoothie with spinach, Greek yogurt, and a banana. Simple, creamy, and satisfying. Try to avoid foods that list sugar as one of the first ingredients, or anything made with white flour, which quickly turns to sugar in your body. If you're someone who doesn't feel hungry in the morning, don't force yourself to eat a big meal. A small handful of nuts, a slice of cheese, or a spoonful of yogurt can be enough to start. Listen to your body. Some days you'll want more, some days less. The goal is to give your body what it needs, not to follow a strict rule. And if you have diabetes or other health conditions, check with your doctor about the best choices for you. Remember, breakfast isn't just about feeding your body. It's about setting the tone for your day. Choosing foods that nourish and sustain you is a quiet act of self-respect. It says, I matter. My energy, my mood, and my health matter. Over time, these small choices add up. You may notice your mornings are smoother, your mind is sharper, and those mid-morning slumps happen less often. You might even look forward to breakfast again, not as a habit, but as a source of strength. If you find it hard to make changes alone, try inviting a friend or family member to join you. You can swap recipes, share breakfast, or simply check in on each other's progress. Community and accountability make it easier and more enjoyable to build new habits, especially as we get older. You deserve mornings that feel good, meals that leave you satisfied, and days filled with steady, gentle energy. Changing your breakfast may seem like a small step, but it can open the door to a bigger, brighter life. Give yourself the gift of a protein-rich, fiber-filled breakfast. Your body and your spirit will thank you. It's never too late to make a change. Let breakfast become your quiet revolution, a way to reclaim energy and vitality for the years ahead. Start tomorrow. Start small, and celebrate each morning that you nourish yourself well. Remember, you're not just eating, you're fueling the next chapter of your life. 4. Do a few gentle stretches or movements. There's something familiar and almost universal about the way mornings feel after the age of 65. Maybe you wake up and lie in bed for a few extra moments, noticing the gentle ache in your hips or the stiffness in your lower back. Sometimes it feels as if your body is made of concrete instead of flesh and bone, rigid, reluctant, and slow to rise. For many older adults, this early morning discomfort has become part of the daily routine, so common that it's barely worth mentioning to family or even the doctor. Just part of getting old, you might think, as you shuffle toward the bathroom or kitchen, bracing yourself on furniture as you move through the house. But is this stiffness and sluggishness something you just have to accept? Is it simply the new normal after 65? Or could there be a gentle way to greet the day that leaves you feeling lighter, steadier, and more at home in your skin? What if those little aches and slow movements aren't just a symptom of age, but a sign that your body is quietly asking for a different kind of attention? Something you can easily give right at home, without any special equipment or a trip to the gym. Let's take a closer look at what happens in the body overnight. During sleep, we spend hours in one position, often curled up on our sides or stretched out on our backs. Our muscles and joints get very little movement during those hours, especially if we're not sleeping deeply or waking up several times throughout the night. This stillness causes the tissues around our joints to cool down and tighten. Circulation slows, which means less oxygen and fewer nutrients are being delivered to the muscles. That's why when you first stand up, your knees might creak, your back feels tight, or your shoulders seem frozen in place. As we age, our tendons lose elasticity and our muscles lose some of their youthful suppleness, making the morning discomfort even more pronounced. Here's where the science becomes empowering. You don't need to accept this discomfort as an unchangeable fact of life. Gentle stretching and movement, especially in the first few minutes after waking, can dramatically improve the way your body feels, not just in the morning, but all day long. When you stretch, you increase blood flow to the muscles and joints, warm up connective tissues, and send a powerful signal to your brain that it's time to switch on. Even a few minutes of easy movement can lubricate the joints, reduce pain, and decrease the risk of falls by improving balance and flexibility. You don't have to work up a sweat or push through pain. The goal is to greet your body with kindness and help it shake off the stiffness of the night. The beauty of this approach is in its simplicity. You don't need yoga mats, spandex, or a long checklist of complicated poses. Just a few slow, mindful stretches can transform your morning. Here's how you might begin. As soon as you wake up, before you even leave the bed, start by pointing and flexing your toes, gently rolling your ankles in circles. Stretch your arms above your head and take a deep breath, feeling your ribcage expand. Draw your knees up to your chest and rock side to side if you're able. This can help loosen the lower back. When you do get out of bed, stand tall and reach both arms toward the ceiling. Then let them fall gently to your sides. Roll your shoulders forward and back a few times. If you feel steady, practice slowly standing up and sitting down from a chair. This simple movement keeps your leg muscles strong and your joints flexible. Don't be afraid to make these stretches your own. If you're comfortable, try gently twisting from side to side or bending forward at the hips to stretch your back and hamstrings. Move at your own pace. The goal isn't to become an athlete or impress anyone. It's to honor your body's needs in this moment, right here, right now. Listen for any signals of pain or discomfort and stop if something doesn't feel right. Over time, you might find yourself adding a few new moves or lingering a little longer in the stretches that feel especially good. Let me tell you about Thomas, a 73-year-old retired mechanic from Oregon. For years, Thomas would wake up each day, feeling like a rusty machine, stiff, slow, and needing to warm up just to get moving. He avoided any kind of exercise because he thought it would be too hard, or might even make his pain worse. After a particularly difficult winter when the cold left his joints aching more than ever, his son suggested he try a few gentle stretches in the morning. Skeptical but willing, Thomas gave it a shot. He started with just 5 minutes, simple movements he could do next to his bed. To his surprise, it didn't make him more sore. Instead, he found that he could move more easily and with less pain throughout the rest of the day. "It was like oiling my joints," Thomas laughs. "I didn't know I could feel this loose and steady again. It's not magic, but it sure feels close." Thomas's story is echoed in countless medical studies. Older adults who incorporate gentle stretches and movements into their mornings report fewer aches, greater balance, and even improved mood. One study from the National Institute on Aging found that simple daily stretches reduce the risk of falls by improving lower body strength and flexibility. Another showed that participants who moved their bodies first thing in the morning felt more alert and confident as they went about their day. Stretching doesn't just benefit your muscles and joints. It can also be a way to quiet the mind and set a positive, hopeful tone for the day ahead. You might wonder if it's too late for you to start. The answer is no. It's never too late to give your body the gift of gentle movement. If you've had surgeries, arthritis, or balance issues, start even slower and consider talking with your doctor or a physical therapist for personalized suggestions. Even small movements like lifting your arms or wiggling your toes can be powerful, if done with intention. The key is to begin with kindness and consistency, not perfection or force. As you finish your morning stretches, take a moment to notice how your body feels. Maybe the ache in your lower back has softened. Maybe your legs feel a bit lighter, or your mind a little clearer. Maybe you stand a little taller, breathe a little deeper, and feel more ready to face the day. Over time, these small rituals add up, building strength, flexibility, and confidence. What started as a quiet effort to ease morning stiffness becomes a daily reminder that your body, at any age, is capable of change and deserving of care. So the next time you wake up and feel those familiar aches, don't rush past them or sigh with resignation. Instead, pause, breathe, and gently invite your body to move. You've carried yourself through so many years, through challenges, celebrations, and everything in between. You deserve mornings that feel kind and hopeful. Gentle. Stretching isn't about pushing your limits. It's about opening the door to a more comfortable, vibrant day, one simple movement at a time. Give yourself that gift tomorrow. You might be surprised by just how good it feels. 5. Practice gratitude and set a small intention for the day. Mornings can sometimes feel like a heavy weight, especially as we get older. You might find yourself waking up to an empty room, the quiet a little too loud, and your mind swirling with worries about the day ahead. What chores need to be done? Appointments to remember, or the ache in your joints that just won't quit. Maybe you've noticed a creeping sense of loneliness, or a feeling that life has slowed down too much. These feelings can linger quietly, like a shadow, casting a soft but persistent gloom on your mornings. It's a common experience for many seniors, yet it's often left unspoken. Is this just how it is after 65? You might wonder. Is this the new normal? But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if your mornings could start with a spark? A gentle light that could brighten your mood, sharpen your focus, and fill your heart with calm and purpose. Many people think that happiness and motivation come only from big achievements or grand plans. But research and stories from those who've walked this path tell us something different. Sometimes it's the smallest, simplest practices, like gratitude and intention, that shift everything. What if the key to a better day was a quiet moment of thankfulness paired with setting just one small goal? Let's explore the science behind gratitude and intention. Gratitude isn't just a warm feeling. It's a powerful mental tool that influences your brain chemistry. When you consciously acknowledge the good in your life, even the smallest things, you activate areas of the brain associated with dopamine and serotonin production. These feel-good chemicals help reduce stress, improve mood, and even strengthen your immune system. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude sleep better, have lower blood pressure, and experience less depression. It's like giving your brain a natural boost, a reset that reminds you life still holds joy, even in unexpected places. Setting an intention each morning works hand in hand with gratitude. While gratitude looks back at what you already have, intention looks forward. It gives your day meaning and direction. Intentions don't have to be huge. The smaller and more manageable, the better. An intention could be as simple as, I will smile at one person today, or I will take 5 deep breaths when I feel overwhelmed. Intentions help anchor your mind, preventing it from drifting into worries or regrets. For older adults who often face changes in routine and lifestyle, this mental anchor can be a source of stability and peace. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Here's how you can begin weaving gratitude and intention into your mornings. Before you get out of bed, or while sipping your morning tea or coffee, take a moment to think about 3 things you're grateful for. They can be as simple as the warmth of your blanket, the sound of birds outside, or a kind word from a friend. Let yourself really feel that gratitude, letting it fill you with warmth. Next, set a gentle intention for your day. A small, doable goal that feels right for you. Maybe it's calling a family member, going for a short walk,